Jesus and the creatures of the violet light. The forest lay still beneath the blanket of twilight, its canopy painted in hues of indigo and violet. A gentle mist drifted between the trees, and the air shimmered with something beyond the ordinary, a quiet holiness that whispered through leaves and streams. The world seemed to hold its breath, for in that sacred moment, heaven and earth were meeting. And there he was, Jesus, walking softly along the forest path. His robe of purest white flowed around his feet, yet not a speck of dust clung to it. From his very being radiated a violet glow, not harsh or blinding, but tender and warm, as if every beam of light carried love itself. The trees leaned slightly as he passed, their branches bowing, their leaves trembling with reverence. The animals sensed him before they saw him. A small fawn lifted its head from the meadow, ears twitching, eyes wide, but instead of fear, only calmness filled it. From the branches above, doves cooed softly, their wings glistening as though touched by starlight. Even the fox, usually cautious and hidden, crept out of the shadows and sat quietly upon the moss, eyes fixed on the one who carried peace. Jesus stopped in the clearing, and as he stood still, the violet radiance expanded outward, touching every corner of the forest. Where it fell, the earth seemed to awaken. Flowers opened their petals, glowing faintly with violet dew. The brook sparkled as though every droplet was infused with light. The animals gathered closer, not by command, but by invitation, the kind of invitation no soul, beast, or human could resist. He knelt upon the grass, and the first to approach was a lamb, its wool gleaming in the violet light. The lamb pressed its head against his hand, and Jesus smiled, stroking it gently. His touch was more than comfort. It was healing, assurance, and love. The lamb's eyes closed, resting in the eternal peace that flowed from him. Soon others came. The deer stepped softly, its antlers catching beams of violet fire, as if crowned by the stars themselves. Birds descended from the branches and landed upon his shoulders, chirping melodies that blended with the silence of heaven. Rabbits hopped forward, circling near his robe, their small forms glowing as though lit from within. Even the wolf, often feared by all, approached slowly, its golden eyes softened, its body trembling not from hunger, but from awe. Jesus looked upon each creature as though it were the only one. His gaze carried no distinction, no predator, no prey, no greater, no lesser. In his presence, the divisions of nature dissolved. The lion lay beside the lamb, the hawk perched near the dove, the fox curled up close to the rabbit, and none knew fear, for perfect love had cast it out. The violet sky above deepened, and beams of light descended like threads, weaving together heaven and earth. The animals glowed within this tapestry, their forms radiant, their spirits alive with the joy of being seen, known, and cherished. Jesus' light did not erase their uniqueness, but enhanced it, making each creature more fully itself. He lifted his hand, and from his palm flowed a stream of violet light that arched into the air like a river made of stars. It cascaded downward, touching the wolf's head, flowing over the wings of the dove, wrapping around the gentle deer. Each creature shone brighter, their hearts pulsing with the same rhythm as the light. Jesus spoke, not with words, but with spirit. His voice moved through the silence, through the very soul of creation. You are mine. From the smallest sparrow to the mightiest lion, from the depths of the sea to the heights of the sky, you are held in my hand. You are not forgotten, not forsaken. For in my kingdom, all creation sings together, and love binds what fear has broken. The animals responded not with speech, but with presence. Their eyes glistened, their movements stilled, their very being radiated peace. The forest became a living choir, its song carried not by sound, but by light, a harmony woven into the fabric of existence. Jesus then rose slowly, and as he did, the violet radiance expanded further, flowing beyond the forest, spilling over hills and rivers, reaching to deserts and oceans. Creatures far away felt it. Whales deep in the sea sang more joyfully. Eagles soared higher in skies painted violet. Lions in distant plains lay beside their young without restlessness. Everywhere his presence touched, fear melted, and peace reigned. The disciples who had followed him at a distance watched in awe from the edge of the clearing. They had seen him calm storms and heal the sick, but this was different. Here, he was not only master of mankind, but the eternal friend of creation. One of them whispered, "Even the creatures know him. Even the earth itself bows to his love." Jesus turned toward them, and his smile carried the light of dawn. He spoke gently. "Did I not tell you? The Father cares for every sparrow. Not one falls without his knowing. And if he cares for them, how much more for you? But understand this, love does not choose between man and beast, between sky and soil. Love is for all, and in love all creation is made whole." The disciples bowed their heads, hearts burning with wonder. They felt the truth of his words not only in their minds, but in the very air they breathed. The violet light washed over them, and for the first time, they felt themselves not separate from creation, but part of its song. As the night deepened, stars began to appear above, each one pulsing with the same violet hue that surrounded him. The animals lay down around him in a great circle, forming a living crown at his feet. The wolf and the lamb lay side by side, the eagle folded its wings in rest, the deer bowed its head. Jesus sat among them as king, not a king who ruled by power, but by love, a love that drew all beings to himself. The scene shimmered like eternity captured in a single moment, for here was the truth revealed, that Jesus was not only the Savior of souls, but the Redeemer of all creation. His light did not belong to one species, one nation, or one realm. It belonged to everything that had breath, to every star and every stone, to every creature that ever walked or flew or swam. He is the violet light that unites. He is the heartbeat of the universe. He is the shepherd not only of men, but of all living things. And as the forest rested under his radiance, the heavens whispered their eternal refrain. In him, all things hold together. In him, all creation finds peace. In him, love never ends.